because what happened to me growing up, right? When I was 5, a social worker dragged me, my brother, and my sister into an assembly hall in school and told us it was our fault. Our parents were on drugs while they were in prison. It was our fault we were in care, right? Now, they put that social worker chairing the LAC review and child protection meetings and case conferences for my children. And I said to them, if they don't get her out of the room, I am going to wrap a chair around her head. Because I live with that trauma day in, day out, and I will live with it for the rest of my life.
But yeah, you know what? If you just spoke up, though, Laura, if you stopped making excuses for your past, for your present, and for the future, you are making excuses left, right, and centre. And I'm not being
No,
mean,
I'm not.
just being. I'm not. You are.
No,
I'm sorry,
not.
and I'm not attacking you, but I just know how it feels coming from your kids' point of view. I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You're saying I'm making.
No, you just don't like the truth.
That's not an excuse, Susie. That's not an excuse. You just don't like the truth. At the end of the day, I'm speaking.
Everything is an excuse with you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you need to take some accountability, and your kids will respect you more.
I do take accountability, and at the end of the day,
you don't, because you're always trying to back to. Oh, it's because of this. No, just say I was a shit parent. I was a shit parent. I can be better. And you can be better,
so I can at least speak.
Right, one at a time.
I did not say it was because of that. I just stated a fact that went on surrounding my childhood, and when they put her as a social worker, I told them to get her out of the room. And they did not listen. I told them I would not sit in a room with her because of what she did to me as a child. It is childhood trauma. What she put me and my sister through. So I'm not just saying it's about me. I'm saying what she did was wrong. It's a childhood trauma that we were put through, being blamed for what my parents did to us.
Well, then break the bloody cycle. Break the cycle and be a better mother.
I'm not on regs. Like people have insinuated that I've been on regs.
No, I'm not saying anything.
I wasn't on regs when I had my children either. Like was insinuated by several different FYPs.
No, but you did say that you drank when you were pregnant, and many people do it.
I drank when I was pregnant, but I'm not the only person in the world that has a drink
I can
when they're
wholeheartedly
pregnant.
say I've got 2 kids and I never touched a drop of alcohol while I was pregnant with those kids.
But I'm not the only person who has a drink when they're pregnant.
And can I talk quick?
Stop making it about everybody else and just take accountability. I'm going to drop now.
You're not listening to me.
Right.
Thanks, Ange.
I'm just going to talk quickly, and then I can drop and let somebody else in.
Hey, you don't even know me, so please don't speak to me because I don't know you.
Who?
This is what happens, Ange. She goes all defensive, and people are trying to...
I don't know you, but we're all having an opinion on the situation.
Yeah, well, you can keep your opinion to yourself.
Right, excuse me, can you let me talk? You've been speaking for long enough now.
I'm going to drop now.
Angie, can you
Stop. Shock horror.
No, it's not shock horror. I'm going to drop because none of you should be having an opinion. You do not know me. You've never met me. For the last 2 hours.
I'm not being funny, love, right? But you're the one who's putting all your business all over this app, yeah? You're not taking accountability for being a parent and how you have treated your children in the past. It's all me, yeah? Okay? There's a lot of people who have chronic illnesses and disabilities, okay, who still have their children. You can't blame that on how you have not got your children and how you parent and how you can't do this and how you can't do that. All I've heard is self-deflection for the past 2 hours. I've been here from the moment she come in this box, and all I've heard is self-deflection from this woman, okay? She used to do really well. When she first started singing and come on here, she used to do really well. It was really positive, you know, she made lots of new friends and things like that. And then it's since she started talking about her past, bringing her children into it, the me, the poor me, you know, everybody is sick of it, and she's carrying it on to stay relevant. Yeah. And it's
she has messaged her daughter today, and I hope that she can
but Ange, her daughter last night sent her a lovely message and said, let's not talk about it anymore. I literally woke up this morning, you're on, so I've started watching you, and she's going on about it. Like,
exactly.
You're
she's doing it to carry it on. She's doing it to carry on, Toxic Peggy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's see what happens when she goes live. Let's hope she...
Yeah, but she's never going to stop talking about it because it's relevant.
Ange, can I just say, so... Has Laura gone? Laura first come
she'll still be listening, so.
On the app when Ange did her talent show. She did nothing more than then go and make a video, go to Miss Red, And that's what she's done. She's played creators off against each other.
Yes, Jack.
Yeah, she came into my live. You know, I do a small FYP, Ange. I do it different. I don't have any shit in my live at all. And she came in. I warned her, do not scream and shout. She got in. She just proves her behavioural. She's behavioural because she starts screaming and shouting because she thinks that's the way it should be.
And she goes from box to box to box, from creator to creator to try and stay relevant. And the only ones who are suffering in this are poor children, all their trauma that is being brought onto a public app, which shouldn't be spoken about so
I mean,
publicly.
to be fair though, her daughter was going to do a live on her last night.
Yeah, but then she asked her not to, so she didn't do it. And then she sent that message to say, let's stop talking about it. Let's hope to build our relationship back up. And then that was the end of it. And then this morning, she's coming here and she's reeled off everything, more stuff that she shouldn't have reeled off. And this is the thing, you're saying, oh, it's this, it's that, it's that. Just because you have a child, just because you give birth to a child, that doesn't make you a mother. Do you know what I mean, Ange?
Dorian, get rid of that picture, man.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make you a mother just because you give birth to a child.
Not just that though, but you can work with social services. You can, like, I have multiple chronic illnesses and they do affect me as a parent on a day-to-day basis, and you can work with social services. You know, you can do parenting courses, you can work with them and they will help you through that. But she just doesn't seem to want to do that at all.
No, the sister-in-law said you were asked to do parenting class. She said, why am I going to sit there and be told how to parent my child? Because if you want your kids in your life, that's what you have to do. Do you know what I mean? My child's diagnosed with ADHD. I had to do a parenting course to learn, obviously, behaviours. I didn't want to do it, but to help my child, that's what you have to do as a parent.
Don't you? Yeah.
Sorry,
Angie, why do you let somebody in your box who's clearly bullying Laura?
Morning,
I mean, look
Torian.
at the photograph that Torian has got. Is that not indicating that she's being a bully?
No, because she had a picture of Sunshine yesterday and someone else the day before. It's just what Torian does.
What's your, because, you know, I would like to get someone who supports Laura, you know, because I want it to be fair. So what's your view on it, Dolly Mixture?
Well, firstly, it seems that every morning you come on TikTok and there's always somebody debating about Laura. I mean, quite frankly, is it really anybody else's business?
Yeah, you have a point. But do you not think that Laura does put it out, you know, and, you know, Annabelle was going to go live last night?
Yeah, I do. I think Laura does
everyone comes up
go on everybody's live.
She's just
and she does make things worse for herself. But I think as adults, do we really need to discuss someone's personal business day in and day out on social media?
Yeah, but if she's platforming her business, then surely you have a right to have a view on that. If she's sitting there going, I did this and she did that and they did this, surely, one, her daughter's got a right to defend herself, which obviously Annabelle did this morning. And secondly, if you bring it to a public platform, then you have a right to have an opinion on it. Surely not.
Can I just say, I have a soft spot for Laura.
Yeah, I can tell. And
yeah, I like Laura, but I relate to her. Maybe other people, and I don't get me wrong. I think she should take accountability and look forward to the future, not going, you know, not talk about the past so much, you know, because it's going to ruin them.
Yeah, but there's a huge difference.
That's probably because I can relate.
Bullying someone.
Can I ask how you relate to her?
You know, like I said, my auntie, I can relate to what she's going through. Do you know what I mean? I don't think other people can relate to that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not defending her. There's a lot of things that she needs to correct, you know, absolutely.
I feel the more we platform her, the more it's going to happen. It's all behavioural, and it's all PD related. It's all PD related. It's so obvious for people to see. And I think it's a private business that really never needed to be brought to the app. And I was willing to help her, but I won't help anybody that can't initially help themselves and not scream and shout at people.
Well, that's the way she is, I think, isn't it? Yeah. That's the way we I don't think we should
go back to doing her singing and stop
Torian
sharing so much personal information on here for other people to have the opinion on, and then self-deflect when people are having that opinion on that.
I think she needs people around her that are going to be able to give her a bit of social media training, so to speak, you know, show her how it should be done.
Can I hear from Danny and Chloe?
Yeah, I'll drop Ange anyway. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Somebody else can get in. Thank you for letting me up. Okay, have a good day, everybody.
Hi,
Hello,
Angie.
Angie. Are you able to hear me? Because I'm in the car.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Like, we've been trying for the last few days to tell Laura just to leave it, because the less she says, the better. And it's like the only reason I've come up here is I was sat on her live at about 1:30 last night, and her number got doxed out. And she was having multiple people ringing her off private number at 1:30 in the morning. Like, and it's just all getting too much. Like, every time I see her go live, it makes me feel ill. And it's like, the trouble is like, people live for the future, but then some people live in the past.
Excuse me, sir. Why do you have a 13-year-old as your mod?
Carry on.
We had Tash as a mod. We had Tash as a mod, and so like, I'm not going into it because like this is all to do with the Laura.
Yeah, but do you not think that Laura sometimes brings the drama to herself rather than staying away from it?
1,000,000%, and I just don't think she understands that every time she opens her mouth, it opens her up for something else. And it's like, it's constant. It's like she brought up something earlier about the social services not liking her. That's going to start something else off now, because people's going to think like, why's the social services? But I don't think she means to do it. I think creators need to stop allowing her on their platform and allow this to stop, because it's just getting way too much.
Can I say, do you feel like there's I mean, because the whole app is on one, well, I say whole app, the TikTok, the drama side, are on one person. Do you feel like, you know, do you think she's been bullied a bit?
I believe she's not helping herself. And this is why we keep saying to her, the less she says, the better, because like we've been trolled, like me and Chloe Rotten, like last year when I lost my sister to renal failure, we set up a GoFundMe, which I'm not going to go into too much detail, and then we was being called scammers and whatever else, because I accidentally slipped up and said that I relapsed gambling, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I've touched that GoFundMe money, but they run with it, and it was awful. But we had to prove everything, but it's still being brought up now, like Toxic Dan mentioned it, because I think Toxic Dan was one of the people that rung her last night, and because it sounded like him, and they turned around and said, and we know about you scammers, blah, blah, blah. But the trouble with TikTok is trolls are trolls, and old news will stay there. Trouble is when you jump onto platforms like this, them people are always going to be there, and a lot of them, they don't forget. You know what I mean? So it's
but her daughter did send her that nice message last night saying, let's stop this, come off TikTok for a few days, let's try and build our relationship. And then literally like not even 8 hours later, she sat in Angie's box spinning more private information about her kids that didn't want to be put out there. Do you know what I mean? And then turns around and goes, well, I'm the victim here. And it's like, no, you're not. The victim in all of this is those poor children who, do you know what I mean? They've asked you not to talk about them, and you've come on and spilled a load more stuff, do you know what I mean, about her daughter's attempts and stuff like that. Her daughter would never want to be put on here. No one would want that on here. Do you know what I mean? When do you go, right, no more, Laura? Do you know what I mean? Like,
guys, people wonder, Danny and Chloe are friends of Laura, so that's why they're in the box. People are saying she mod children, but this is not about that. This is about the situation.
You know what? Like, can I just say, like, the thing is with that situation, like, we're actually good friends with Chloe's mum. And we didn't know, like the rules and stuff. So yes, like Chloe might have modded, but on Tash's account. But we didn't know the rules. We didn't know the rules, and it's final. But yeah. But we don't. But we don't do it now. We don't do it now. Like at the end of the day, it's like it was Tash's account. You know, but we're not talking about this. We're talking about Laura, and we're talking about everything that's happening now. But Torian, I don't agree with what you said the other day either about her having a fit and unaliving herself. You know, it's just like why be so sick? Because I get Laura shouts and I get she screams and rants and stuff, but there's no need to turn around and say that. There's no need to say that, is there? You know
What? There's no need to say what?
Like you said, like why don't you go and have a fit and unalive yourself?
Excuse me, she was talking about my children. There was no need for her to say that.
Yeah, I know. You've been talking about her kids.
I haven't said anything bad.
Yeah, but she never turned
I just
around to
made the
you and
point
said,
that she
like,
lied
well,
to
why
me.
don't you
Anyways,
walk across...
respectfully, sorry, don't question me when you need to ask yourself why you have underage mods. Don't ever think you can question me, mate.
No, I've just explained that.
You're coming up here talking. Explain why you've got underage mods.
We haven't had underage mods, but
yes,
don't
you have.
deflect.
Laura
do
told
not
us.
deflect what you said to Laura
You're
about
deflecting, babe.
unaliving herself.
What's more worse, telling someone to go unalive because they've mentioned their kids or having underage mods, mate. You and your missus are weird. Don't ever talk to me.
No. Like, listen, I don't ever want to talk to you. Like, you're absolute...
Well, then don't address me, Daniel, mate.
I addressed you, Torian.
Don't address me.
Absolute wronging. Like, honestly, there's a lot of people in this app that do not like you now. Because
I don't care. I'm not here to be liked.
Yeah, I know, but don't turn around because Laura, like, I know she rants and stuff, but she is clearly... vulnerable. Yes, she doesn't think
she's not vulnerable, Danny. Come on, she's not.
But then you told her because, you told her to go and live herself.
Excuse me, I'm vulnerable. Do you know that? I'm vulnerable.
That is the lowest of the lowest thing to say.
Well, go save her then, mate.
Yeah. No, I don't agree with that comment either. But Tori knows about that.
Okay, but can I just say something? Can I say something?
She is so cruel.
Oh, Dolly, give it a rest, man.
Nice
can I say
about
something?
Anybody?
Oh, shut up, Dolly. Anyways, as I was saying,
you shut up.
You brought my.
Woman.
You mentioned.
I mean, look how childish you are. You've got a photograph of Laura.
Yes, because she's donkey of the week.
I mean, honest to God, does that make you?
Last week it was Sunshine, and the week before it was Ginger Gemini. This week is Laura. You better mind next week, ain't you, babe?
You want to try it because I tell you something. I wouldn't sit back and take it like Laura does.
Shiver me timbers.
It's down in the box, and
who?
Sound like you got 20 cigarettes stuffed in your throat, love.
Yeah,
maybe because I've got a tracheotomy in my throat.
Oh, here we go.
Dan, who, guys?
Here we go. There's always something wrong with you people. Always some sort of illness.
No, would you people...
You jump on it though, Torian.
Yes,
you jump on it all. You jump on it all. You jump on it all and just make it worse.
How? I've got a tracheostomy
Do you know,
in my throat.
Danny, all right. Well, Dolly, call the GP, man.
Right, okay. Nikki, hello, because everyone's talking at once now. Hello, Nikki.
I want to put a different spin on it, Angie, and I know Laura's carrying on about her trauma as a child, and I do feel sorry for her like that. But what about the trauma she has inflicted on her own child? Because if BPD is through childhood trauma, and her 18-year-old daughter is suffering from that, how much trauma has she seen in her life and is suffering because of it?
Yeah, well, you know, my opinions on it is the fact that I feel it's her background, you know, her growing up with Laura herself, you know, as to, you know, she's probably seen a lot. She didn't have that relationship with her parents, she was in care and all that, you know, and I do feel that she doesn't have that kind of, I hate to say it, motherly love other people would have, you know, because of her childhood.
It sounds like a foster mum loved her just the same as she would any other child. Do you know what I mean? She had stuff.
No, I understand that, but it must be hard not seeing your you know, thinking that your biological parents don't want you, or you don't have that relationship with your biological parents. It's not the same having a foster parent, is it?
It's not, but probably thousands of people go through that. Do you know what I mean, on a daily basis?
Yeah, and thousands of people have trauma as well. When they grow up, they don't have that parenting, they don't have that love for their children because they didn't have that from their biological parents. You know, it can't be easy, you know.
No, but my point was, Angie, she has done that to her own daughter as well, and she needs to recognise.
My auntie was the same, Nikki, the exact same, with growing up in a care home, you know, and all that kind of thing. She didn't have that motherly love for her kids because she didn't have that growing up. And, you know, like you say, it's fostering is completely, a foster parent is completely different to your biological.
No, of course it is. Of course it is.
Well, that's obviously what's wrong with Tori, and she obviously didn't get any love.
Dolly, why do you keep mentioning me?
Hi, Sienna.
Because what?
Hello, and a big chip on her shoulder.
I can't hear you because I've got a what?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a view on it, Diana?
I think she just needs to take accountability and, like you say, stop looking in the past and look to the future. And when she, not on her demand, on a daughter's demand, even if it is demanding, so what? You just do it, don't you? Because it's your daughter.
Do you guys think that she's been bullied though? You know, there's a lot of people going at her, isn't there?
No, she's brought it all to the app. She speaks too much.
Yeah. I think the only way she can stop this is stop talking on it, yeah.
And with Danny saying she's vulnerable, she's far from vulnerable. She knows exactly what she's doing. And I don't get the fact where she said that she had learning difficulties when she was a child, but she now no longer has learning difficulties. I don't get that. You either have them or you don't. Do you know what I mean? You can't grow out of learning difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But, like, the thing is, the vulnerability on what I'm on about is the internal stuff. Like, she doesn't make herself vulnerable when it comes to talking and like jumping in boxes and stuff like that, because the trouble is you can run away with your mouth and your mouth can make you look really shitty, but the inside, I can understand that she is really not in a good place.
Sorry, I didn't mean to join, Angie.
Oh, okay, no problems, Vicky.
Sorry.
Whatever we say, I believe it just won't stop. Like the only time it will stop is if Laura stops jumping in people's boxes.
Or she takes some time away from the app and concentrates on
and
the real life,
on
her
the
kids.
future. Yeah.
And I think people are going to be talking about it today. There's going to be other platforms probably talking on it. I think she just maybe needs to stop reacting. I know we're talking about it here, but other people are going to be talking about it, aren't they? And it's got to be mentioned tomorrow on people's FYP. But she needs to stop reacting. She's had her say on it now. You know, there's nothing else she can say.
But don't you think that's quite sad? Don't you think it's sad for somebody to come on the app and every single person is discussing their personal business?
Because she bought it on here. It's not. We haven't found this information. She's literally came on here and said every single bit of information. So it's not like
I understand that, but she's not here now, and everybody is still discussing it.
Yeah, but because I can turn around and agree with what that person just said. Like, she's actually said things like when she has a fit, she's lost her kids and blah blah blah, and she's opened herself up to a lot of this, which like me and Chloe have said to her, stop showing videos of you having fits and stop doing this and stop doing that. But the next morning she'll be straight up in another box again. You know what I mean? And it's getting to the point where it's getting quite frustrating.
Yeah.
It's really sad. I really do think it's quite sad.
Yeah. Hi, Ashley. I think Laura's trying to get in the box. Laura's trying to get in.
But she's just unmuted. She must have got a phone call or something.
Yeah, come off and come back in, Laura, if you're trying to get in. Hi, Ashley. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here, Ange. What I would say is this has obviously been going on for quite some time, and everybody's had bits and bobs to say. And, you know, people have mentioned Laura's got BPD, she's got learning disabilities, she's vulnerable. We don't know that, and Laura's not saying that. You know, she's saying that she's fine. What I would suggest is it's quite, you know, we've all sort of got an idea that Laura's probably had some significant
No, you're not all calling me a child abuser a couple of days ago and a peddler.
No,
and I'm still continuing last night in my comment section. Yes, it was, Angie. It was on my live as well.
Yeah, no, one second, guys. Laura, I'm not, yeah, Laura, that was a couple of days ago, but no one has said it here. I don't know if
no, it was last night as well, Angie.
Right.
It was last night as well. Right or wrong, Danny?
Yeah, but Laura, can I say, like me and Chloe are both...
None of you need to be talking about me now, so leave it alone.
Laura,
you sat there for 3 hours and told everyone all your information, what, and you haven't got, so don't think people have got a right to ask questions?
No, you haven't got a right, Toxic Peggy.
But you sat here for 3 hours and just slated everything.
Let's start with your children then. Or let's start with your family life.
Go on then, Laura, see what happens.
Laura, you really ain't helping yourself, and this is why we said that mediation and family counselling and stuff like that is the place you need to go to. Like, you're up on a social media platform telling people they can't have their say when clearly they're going to have their opinions. Like, and this is where I said the less you say, the better.
Do you know what? I never said that. There was people in the comments saying it, but do you know what? I came up here and I was actually going to defend Laura in terms of what she's been through as a child and how it's affected her in her adult life. And I was going to give her some advice and signpost her on where to go to get some support in terms of being able to build a relationship now with the children, because she's not going to be able to just decide, because we've got, you know, from what we've heard throughout her whole life, this is her pattern of behaviour, and she's never going to be able to change that overnight just by saying, I want to try and build a bond. Her children have probably got a lot of trauma from her behaviours, and what I was going to do is give her some good advice, but she can piss off now.
To be honest, I agree with what Dan has said. I don't think it's up to anyone.
Sorry, Dean.
Sorry.
Can I just say something, please? I'm not defending Laura, but I can relate to her. As a child, I had a bad upbringing, and I swore once I was 16, and I did leave home at 16. I would never treat my children the same way I was brought up, and I stopped that trait. And I have an amazing relationship with my children now. Now I can relate to Laura. I'm not defending her, but I can relate to Laura. I can understand her upbringing, but I stopped that trait when I left home at 16, pregnant, and I had my children, and I swore to my mum I would never treat them the way I was treated.
I don't think people realise, because they were never put, you know, they've not gone through what Laura's gone through. A lot of people here.
And, you know, I can relate to that, and I do feel for it in that way, in that respect. And I'm not blagging it or anything like that, but one choice: you either carry on that trait or you stop it when you realise it's wrong. And she clearly didn't.
Do you know what? And everything that you just said there, it's like, because a lot of us have got a past, but the trouble is if you stay there, because I stayed there for many, many years and I struggled
100%.
with addiction and whatever else. But when I got clean, it was from that point, one day at a time, that I started working on myself. I got the help, and everything else around me started to get better.
Yeah, exactly. And regardless of whether she had an upbringing or not, this was her choice, bringing up her children how she wanted. She had that choice. And I made the choice to stop that through my upbringing. And my relationship with my children, now they're all adults, is amazing. Because I wouldn't want them to go through what I went through.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Angie, but you're wrong in this. You always say kids don't get taken by social services for no reason. And yet you're backing this stupid fucking cunt. I was in care from 18 months old. I made damn sure that my kids didn't go through nothing that I went through.
Yeah, I understand you 100%, Jessica.
I will say, Jessica, I'm not defending anyone. I'm just saying I can relate to it. Well, I say I can relate to it. I personally haven't been in that situation, but you know, in regards to my family, my auntie was very similar. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes you don't have that love from your parents, and you know, she was put in care and everything else. That can have an impact on you as a parent. You know, because you kind of, it's like a vicious cycle. You know,